Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today we're diving deep into one of the most iconic and historically rich coins ever minted in the United States, the legendary 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter. This isn't just any quarter. It's a symbol of 200 years of American history, freedom, and pride. And if you're a collector or just curious about rare coins, you definitely want to stick around, because this coin can hold some serious value, and we're going to reveal why at the end of the video. Let's rewind a bit. The year 1976 marked the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, and to celebrate, the United States Mint released a special quarter, the bicentennial quarter. Instead of the usual eagle on the reverse, this quarter features an incredible design of a colonial drummer, symbolizing the spirit of the Revolutionary War. Surrounding him are 13 stars representing the original 13 colonies. The coin's obverse kept the familiar portrait of George Washington, but with the years 1776 to 1976 inscribed to mark this once-in-a-lifetime commemorative release. This coin was minted in massive numbers, with over 1 billion produced in both copper-nickel-clad and silver-clad versions. That might make you think it's common and easy to find. But here's the twist: not all bicentennial quarters are created equal. Some are far more valuable because of their condition, their mint marks, or unique minting errors. Now, why is this quarter so fascinating for collectors? For starters, the silver-clad bicentennial quarters were minted primarily for collectors and sold in special sets. These coins have a higher intrinsic value due to their silver content. So if you have one of these in excellent condition, it already starts to become a valuable piece of history, but there's more. Some of these quarters carry the famous double die error, where you can see a doubling of the design elements, especially on the date or the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." These minting errors occurred when the coin's die was misaligned during production, making each error coin unique. Collectors go wild over these because they are rare and tell a story about the minting process itself. Finding a bicentennial quarter with a clear double die error can significantly boost its value. Another rare and exciting variant comes from the Philadelphia Mint's proof sets. These proof coins were struck with specially polished dies and often carry a mirror-like finish and sharper details. Some of these proof coins can have small, subtle errors, like missing or doubled mint marks, that can make a collector's heart race. These unique characteristics turn a common coin into a rare collectible. Condition plays a huge role in the coin's value too. A quarter that has been circulated and shows wear will be worth much less than one that has been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition or professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. Collectors chase after MS-70 grade coins, that means absolutely flawless, perfect condition, and those can command a much higher price. And get this, while most bicentennial quarters trade for just a few dollars to maybe $20 or $30 in top condition, the absolute rarest and most perfect examples, especially with error features or silver composition, have been known to reach astounding prices. Now here comes the big reveal: a 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter in pristine condition. Possibly featuring a rare minting error or being a silver-proof variant, could be worth an eye-popping $89,000. Yes, you heard that right, $89,000 for a quarter. So, if you ever come across one of these special quarters in your collection or even in loose change, don't just toss it aside. Examine it carefully, look for mint marks, errors, and its condition. This little piece of history could be hiding a fortune in your hands. Top 2. You're in for a treat as we dive into the fascinating world of the United States quarter dollar, specifically, the 1988 quarter. Now, this might sound like just another coin, but listen very carefully, because this particular quarter holds secrets and surprises that could make it a prized gem in any collection. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this deep dive into the story, rarity, and incredible value of the 1988 U.S. quarter. Let's start by setting the scene. The year 1988 may not immediately jump out as a landmark year for American quarters, but it's exactly the coins from this year that have caught the attention of collectors worldwide. While millions of quarters were minted for everyday use, a few specific features and rare errors from that year have turned some of these coins into highly sought-after collector's items. So, what makes the 1988 quarter so special? First, we need to talk about minting errors, those accidental quirks that occur during the production process. One of the most famous and valuable errors for the 1988 quarter is the double die error. This error happens when the coin's design is struck twice with a slight misalignment, causing letters or numbers to appear doubled, blurry, or shadowed. On the 1988 quarter, this doubling can be found on the date and sometimes on the motto, "In God We Trust." For coin collectors, spotting a double die error is like finding a hidden treasure because these errors are rare and add tremendous value, but that's not all. Another fascinating aspect is the off-center strike error. This happens when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned in the press, causing the design to be shifted to one side. This kind of mistake creates a visually striking coin and is highly collectible. Off-center strikes vary in how far off-center they are, and the more dramatic the shift, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Imagine holding a 1988 quarter where the image of George Washington is partially cut off. That's a collector's dream. Beyond errors, condition matters a lot in determining the worth of any coin. Quarters that have been used daily and show signs of wear generally hold their face value or just a little more. But if you have a 1988 quarter that's been carefully preserved in uncirculated or proof condition, it can be worth significantly more. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC assess the coin's condition and assign it a grade, with MS 70 being the perfect score. Coins that reach this grade often fetch much higher prices because collectors prize flawless examples. There's also the matter of rarity related to specific mint marks. The 1988 quarters were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Certain mint marks combined with errors or exceptional condition can dramatically increase the coin's desirability and price. For example, some San Francisco mint quarters from 1988, especially proof coins, are much rarer than their Philadelphia or Denver counterparts. Now, let's talk numbers, because what's a treasure without its value? While most 1988 quarters are worth just their face value or a few dollars in circulated condition, those rare error coins, especially the double die or off-center strike varieties in superb condition, can command serious prices. Collectors have been known to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for the best specimens, and here's the jaw-dropping fact. If you happen to own a 1988 quarter that combines a rare minting error with perfect condition, perhaps a dramatic off-center strike or a strong double die, and it has been professionally graded, its value can skyrocket to an incredible $67,000. Yes, you heard that right, $67,000 for a single 1988 quarter. So what does this mean for you? If you come across a 1988 quarter that looks unusual, maybe the date seems doubled, the design looks shifted, or the coin gleams with a flawless shine, don't overlook it. Take a closer look, maybe even get it authenticated by a professional. That little coin could be worth way more than just 25 cents. Top 3, we're diving into an intriguing and often underestimated piece of American numismatic history, the United States quarter dollar from 1981. At first glance, it might seem like just another coin from the Reagan era, but listen closely, because this 1981 quarter has some fascinating stories to tell, rare varieties to discover, and, believe it or not, some specimens that can fetch an astonishing amount of money. So get comfy, and enjoy this deep dive into the rarity, errors, and value of the 1981 quarter. Let's start with the basics. The 1981 quarter features the classic image of George Washington on the obverse, which has been a hallmark of the quarter since 1932. The reverse showcases the iconic bald eagle, symbolizing strength and freedom. Millions of these quarters were minted across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco that year, making it a widely circulated coin. But what sets certain 1981 quarters apart from the rest? One key to the 1981 quarter's collectible appeal is its minting errors. Errors during coin production are like little accidents that turn ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. For the 1981 quarter, one of the most sought-after errors is the double die variety. This happens when the coin's design is struck twice but slightly misaligned, causing doubling on the date, the motto, "In God We Trust," or even on the word "Liberty." If you look closely, you might see letters or numbers that seem thicker, shadowed, or doubled. This kind of error is rare, and collectors absolutely love hunting for it. Another exciting variety to watch for is the off-center strike error. This occurs when the coin blank isn't properly centered in the press, and the design is pushed toward one edge of the coin. The result is a striking visual where part of Washington's profile or the eagle's wings might be missing or cut off. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Imagine having a coin where the design looks like it's been shifted dramatically. It's like holding a piece of minting history with a unique story. Condition also plays a major role in the value of any coin, and the 1981 quarter is no exception. Coins that were used in everyday transactions typically show wear and tear, scratches, nicks, and dullness that reduce their value to face or just above it. But if you find an uncirculated 1981 quarter, one that has never been used and retains its original mint luster, the value climbs significantly. Even better are proof coins, which were specially made for collectors with a mirror-like finish and sharper details. These coins are often found in sets and are far rarer than their circulation counterparts, adding to the excitement. Some 1981 quarters feature small but significant minting anomalies such as doubled mint marks or die cracks. These subtle imperfections can dramatically increase the value of a coin because they are one of a kind, like nature's own signature on each piece. So, what about the value? Most 1981 quarters you'll find in your pocket or change jar will be worth just 25 cents, or maybe $1 if they're in really good shape. But for those rare error coins or pristine proof specimens, the story changes completely. The right coin in perfect condition with a notable error could sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now here comes the jaw-dropper, a 1981 United States quarter dollar, especially one with a significant error like a sharp double die or a dramatic off-center strike and graded in flawless, mint condition, has been known to fetch an incredible $63,000. Yes, that's $63,000 for a single quarter. So, the next time you're sorting through your coins or come across an old collection, don't just glance over the 1981 quarters. Take a close look at the details, the date, and whether anything seems doubled or off-center. This humble quarter could be a hidden treasure right in your hands. Top 4. I want to take you on an exciting journey into the world of American coins, focusing on a quarter dollar that might just surprise you, the United States quarter from 1970. Now, you might think of 1,970 quarters as common change, but trust me, there's so much more to this coin than meets the eye. If you're a coin lover or just curious about rare treasures hiding in plain sight, listen very carefully and enjoy this deep dive into the 1970 quarter, its rarity, errors, and the jaw-dropping value it can hold. Let's start by painting the picture. The 1970 quarter features the familiar profile of George Washington on the front, an image that has graced quarters since 1932. The reverse side shows the majestic eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. Millions of these coins were minted in 1970 at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making them widely circulated and, at first glance, seemingly ordinary. But as any seasoned collector will tell you, the devil is in the details. One of the most fascinating things about the 1970 quarter is the rare and highly sought-after double die error. This error happens during the minting process when the coin's design is stamped more than once, but slightly misaligned, resulting in doubling of the date, lettering, or other features. For the 1970 quarter, this can mean a noticeable doubling on the date or on inscriptions like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." These doubled elements create a striking visual effect and are a sure sign that you've stumbled upon a rare collectible. Coins with this error are incredibly prized by collectors because they represent a mistake that makes each coin unique, but that's not all. Another thrilling aspect to watch out for is the off-center strike error. This occurs when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be pushed off the edge of the coin. The result? A quarter where the eagle or Washington's profile looks partially cut off. The more off-center the strike, the rarer the coin, and the more excited collectors get. It's like holding a piece of minting history that tells a fascinating story about how coins are made. Then, there are the clipped planchet errors, where the coin blank itself was improperly cut, leaving the coin with a missing or uneven edge. These error coins are highly collectible because they are unique mint mishaps. Of course, condition plays a massive role in the value of any coin. A 1970 quarter that has been through heavy circulation is usually worth just its face value or a bit more. But an uncirculated or proof coin, especially one with an error and perfect condition, is a completely different story. These coins retain their original luster and sharp details, making them highly desirable for collectors who seek the best examples of American coinage. Also, some of the 1970 quarters from the San Francisco Mint, especially those in proof sets, were struck on a silver-clad planchet. These silver proofs are especially valuable today due to their limited numbers and silver content, making them a prized possession for anyone serious about collecting. Now, let's talk about value, because that's the part everyone's waiting for. Most 1970 quarters you'll find are just worth their face value or a few dollars if in better condition. But if you have one of those rare double die errors, or an off-center strike in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Here's the big reveal: a 1970 United States quarter dollar, especially one with a striking mint error or in flawless condition, can be worth an astounding $75,000. Yes, $75,000 for a single quarter. This shows just how valuable and collectible error coins and well-preserved examples can be. So, next time you're going through your coin collection or even just checking your change, don't overlook the 1970 quarter. Look closely for doubled dates, off-center designs, or unusual edges. You could be holding a rare treasure that's worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 5. We're zooming in on a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket or coin jar without you realizing its incredible value: the United States quarter dollar from 1971. At first glance, it might seem like just an ordinary piece of change, but for those who know their coins, the 1971 quarter holds some very special secrets. Stick around, because what you're about to learn could change the way you look at your everyday coins forever. Let's set the stage. The 1971 quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington on the front, a design that's been a staple since 1932. On the back, we see the traditional bald eagle with outstretched wings, a symbol of American strength and freedom. In 1971, millions of these quarters were minted across Philadelphia and Denver, flooding the country's economy. However, among the millions, there are some rare and fascinating varieties that make this coin highly sought after by collectors. One of the biggest reasons the 1971 quarter stands out is due to minting errors, which are like little accidents during production that suddenly make a coin incredibly valuable. One of the most talked about errors from this year is the double die variety. What happens here is the coin's design is stamped twice, but slightly off from one another, causing the date, letters, or motto to appear doubled or shadowed. If you look closely at a 1971 quarter with this error, you'll notice thickened edges on the numbers or words like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." These doubled features make the coin unique, and collectors are always on the lookout for them because they rarely appear and add significant value. Another exciting and visually dramatic error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't placed correctly in the minting press, causing the design to be shifted off the center. The result is a coin where part of Washington's profile or the eagle is missing or cut off, which might look like a mistake to some but is actually a rare collector's dream. The degree of the off-center strike can vary. The more extreme the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. And then there's the clipped planchet error, where the coin blank itself wasn't fully cut out, leaving the coin with a missing piece or irregular edge. These coins are extremely rare and highly collectible because they offer a unique glimpse into the minting process. Condition also plays a massive role in a coin's value. Most 1971 quarters found in circulation show signs of wear, making them worth only their face value or slightly more to collectors. But uncirculated quarters, coins that have never been used and still have their original shine, can command a much higher price. And if you find a 1971 quarter in pristine proof condition, especially with one of the errors I mentioned, you're looking at a truly valuable piece. Another interesting fact is about the San Francisco Mint proof coins from 1971. These coins were struck on specially prepared blanks and feature a mirror-like finish. While these proofs are rare and coveted, those with errors or in perfect condition are even more sought after. Now, let's get to the part everyone's curious about: the value. While your everyday 1971 quarters are worth just 25 cents, or maybe a little more if in good shape, those with the rare double die or off-center errors, especially in pristine condition, can command prices far beyond that. Here's the incredible reveal: a 1971 United States quarter dollar, particularly one with a striking error or in flawless, uncirculated condition, can be worth an astonishing $72,000. Yes, $72,000 for a single quarter. This really shows how valuable mint errors and perfect coins can be for collectors. So next time you're sorting through your change or digging through an old coin collection, pay close attention to your 1971 quarters. Look carefully for doubled letters, off-center designs, or unusual edges. You might just hold a rare gem worth a small fortune. Top 6. We're diving into a fascinating piece of American history that might be hiding in your coin jar right now: the United States quarter dollar from 1978. It's a coin you might think of as ordinary, just everyday currency, but trust me, when it comes to rare errors and collector value, this particular quarter can pack a surprising punch. So listen closely, because if you're a collector or just curious about coins with hidden worth, this video is made just for you. Let's uncover the secrets behind the 1978 quarter and find out why it's becoming a prized possession for collectors around the world. First off, the 1978 quarter features the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse side, a design that's been a hallmark since 1932, representing strength and leadership. On the reverse, you'll find the traditional eagle with outspread wings, soaring proudly, a symbol of freedom and resilience. This quarter was minted in massive numbers at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making it very common to see in everyday circulation. But among the millions, some coins stand out because of unique errors and variations, turning a simple quarter into a rare treasure. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1978 quarter is the infamous double die error. This occurs when the coin's design is struck twice in slightly different positions, causing letters or numbers to appear doubled or shadowed. For the 1978 quarter, this often means you'll see doubling on the date or the words like "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." This doubling effect is subtle but eye-catching once you know what to look for, and it instantly makes the coin much more desirable to collectors who love these minting quirks. But that's not the only error to watch for. The off-center strike is another popular variety. Imagine the coin blank slipping just slightly during minting so the design is pushed to one side. The result? A quarter where part of Washington's face or the eagle's wings are cut off or missing entirely. These off-center coins are rare and command high prices, especially if the misalignment is dramatic and the coin is in great condition. Another unique error to keep an eye out for is the clipped planchet. This happens when the metal blank isn't fully cut out from the strip, leaving a piece of the edge missing or uneven. These clipped coins are fascinating because they show a mistake during the earliest stage of coin production, and collectors love owning these one-of-a-kind pieces. Now, condition is a huge factor in determining how valuable a 1978 quarter can be. Most of these quarters you find in circulation are well-worn and are worth only their face value. But if you come across an uncirculated coin, one that has never been used and still shines with its original mint luster, especially one that shows any of the errors mentioned, then you've got a coin that can be worth significantly more. Mint state coins with perfect details are the holy grail for collectors and can sell for impressive amounts. Also worth noting are the 1978 proof quarters minted in San Francisco. These coins were specially made for collectors, with a mirror-like finish and razor-sharp details. While these proof coins are rare and valuable on their own, those that show mint errors like doubling or off-center strikes are incredibly sought after and can reach even higher prices. So, what about the value? While the average 1978 quarter is worth just 25 cents, the rare error coins in excellent condition can fetch prices that will make your jaw drop. Here comes the big reveal: a 1978 United States quarter dollar, especially one with a double die or off-center strike error and in pristine condition, can be worth an astonishing $68,000. Yes, $68,000 for a single quarter, turning a simple piece of change into a potential fortune. Next time you're sorting through coins or checking your loose change, take a moment to carefully examine any 1978 quarters you find. Look for doubled dates, off-center designs, or clipped edges. You could be holding a hidden gem that collectors would pay handsomely for. Top 7 and last unique coin. We're diving deep into a coin that might be just sitting in your pocket or hidden away in an old collection, the United States $quarter from 1974. It might look like a simple piece of everyday change, but if you're a true coin enthusiast, you'll want to pay very close attention. This coin holds some incredible surprises, rare errors, and varieties that can make it a real prize in the world of numismatics. So buckle up, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your quarters in a whole new light. Let's start with a bit of background. The 1974 quarter features the familiar face of George Washington on the obverse, a design that has been a constant since 1932, symbolizing leadership and resilience. The reverse side shows the traditional eagle with outstretched wings, embodying freedom and strength. During 1974, the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced millions of these quarters, so at first glance, they seem common and easily overlooked. But among these millions, there are some very rare and special coins that collectors dream about. One of the most exciting features that make the 1974 quarter so valuable is the presence of minting errors, and chief among them is the infamous double die error. This fascinating anomaly happens when the coin's design is stamped twice, but slightly off-register, causing parts of the date or lettering like Liberty or In God We Trust to appear doubled or shadowed. If you find a 1974 quarter showing this doubled design, you're holding a very unique and rare piece that stands out sharply from the normal coins. Collectors prize these double die coins for their eye-catching appearance and the mystery behind how these errors slip through quality control. Another striking error to look for on the 1974 quarter is the off-center strike. Imagine the coin blank slipping just a bit during minting, and as a result, the image is shifted off the center. This can make parts of Washington's profile or the eagle's wings missing or cut off. The more pronounced the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. These errors are prized not just for their rarity but for the cool, almost artistic look they give the coin. Then we have the clipped planchet error, which is an entirely different kind of rarity. This happens when the metal blank wasn't fully punched out during production, leaving a section of the coin with a curved or missing edge. These clipped coins are like little puzzles showing minting imperfections that collectors love to own because they are so unusual and tell a story of the mint's production process. Condition, as always, is critical when it comes to coin value. Most 1974 quarters you find are circulated and show signs of wear, making them worth face value or just a little more. But uncirculated quarters, coins that have never been used and still have their original shiny mint finish, can be worth much more. And if those uncirculated coins also feature any of the errors I mentioned, their value can skyrocket dramatically. Let's not forget the special proof coins minted in San Francisco in 1974. These proofs are made for collectors and feature a mirror-like finish and crisp details. While rare on their own, proof coins with errors such as double dies or off-center strikes become even more valuable and highly sought after by numismatists worldwide. Now, I know you're all wondering, what's the real value of these rare 1974 quarters? While the average 1974 quarter is worth just 25 cents, the error coins, especially those in excellent condition, can fetch prices that seem almost unbelievable. Here's the big reveal: a 1974 United States $quarter, particularly one with a significant double die or off-center strike error and in mint condition, can be worth an astonishing $71,000. Yes, $71,000 for a single quarter. It's amazing how a small error or perfect preservation can turn everyday change into a serious collector's treasure. So next time you're sorting through your loose change or browsing through an old coin collection, take a moment to inspect any 1974 quarters you find. Look closely for doubled letters, off-center images, or clipped edges. You could be holding a rare gem worth a fortune. thanks for joining me on this fascinating journey through the 1974 United States quarter. If you love this deep dive and want to explore more about rare coins and their incredible stories, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an exciting coin discovery. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and happy treasure hunting.